The use of electric vehicles is seen as one way to reduce carbon emissions and promote environmental protection. Now, how optimistic, though, are the stakeholders of the industry on its growth here in the country? Joining us via Zoom is the president of Electric Vehicles Association of the Philippines, Enbun Araga. Magandang umaga po. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Paolo, and to all the televiewers.
All right, sir, let's focus first on the actual share of the market with regards to e-vehicles here in the country. Just how fast are we adopting this innovation? Of course, there's still a lot of challenges with regards to the accessibility of it and, of course, sustainability of it. Just how much has this market developed in the country?
Okay, thanks for asking. Paolo, during the time that we started this way back 2010, we have a very slow impact in the market. And that mostly that we provide that you can be seen on the road is only on the Egypts and e-trikes. Now, based on the LTO reports, from 2014 to 2021, there were only about more than 300 electric cars that is available in the market, out of which most of the numbers of vehicles are on the e-trikes and two-wheel sectors. But come come with the report of the 2022 and 2023, we went up to more than by thousands. Like we're talking of more than 10,602 for the 2023 reports. No, this is combined between HEV, PHEV, BEV, and that is also with the commercial vehicles. So
Well,
now with this, the one that is on the screen is a report from the LTO based on LTO Operations Division that is highlighting on the categories of cars, SUV, UVs, trucks, bus, and motorcycles combined. No, that's around roughly estimate of 8,000 plus for 2023 alone. There's a big jump of number of vehicles that is monitored and registered under LTO, but we haven't checked on others that is not registered.
yeah. Sir Edmond, we are looking at what EVAP is doing. Of course, your mission is to educate, accelerate, and of course, make partnerships with regards to the adoption of electric vehicles. Right now, can you tell us a bit more about, of course, nandiyan yung mga cost, and then, of course, the lack of charging stations. The government has made steps to address that moving forward. Just how happy are you or how optimistic are you with regards to, one, the cost becoming more affordable as time goes by, and of course a number of charging stations coming in the future for those who will be adopting electric vehicles?
Okay, Paolo, we've lobbied for the regulations and standards for a decade before the approval of EVIDA, or Electric Vehicle Industry Development Act. In that we are part of the technical working group. We are behind on those setting this thing up for us to proliferate and establish the industry itself. And that we are happy that the private sector, the private stakeholders, and the government are working towards on this direction, and that we were able to pull through and establish these regulations and standards. Now we are protected, as I can see, as I can say with the consumers, that there are bases for the investors and the consumers to be protected, especially raising concerns on safety, and that we would like to emphasize that this is what we are trying to prove, that if you're going to make a switch or shift into electric, we have a basis that it would go well and would be protected to the consumers. So right now, uh, it's getting better because it states on the EVIDA law that of at least 5 to 10% of fleet from purchases from government and private stakeholders should be electric.
Yeah.
And that most of, if you're not aware of it, 70% of the procurement in national market, Philippine market, is coming from the government sector. So imagine if you just get the 10% of the 70% of the procurement from the government, that goes well and better in establishing our targets for under the CREVI,
Yeah.
or Comprehensive Roadmap Electric Vehicle Industry Act.
Well, sir, you mentioned that the government obviously coming in to help out with regards to the procurement of electric vehicles, and I'm also assuming making it more accessible in terms of infrastructure with regards to electric vehicles. There's a summit happening next month, the 12th Electric Vehicle Summit. What future plans can we expect to be showcased there? And of course, how can the private sector become a bigger factor with regards to this? And will that be a part of the summit in the 12th Electric Vehicle Summit?
Yeah, our team would be Spark Change, wherein we would like to emphasize that the time is now for you to switch to electric because there is already in place of the infrastructure, not only on the e-vehicles that is available on the market. There are a lot of players right now, and that on the you would expect on the summit that there would be 2-day conference that we have prepared. The program is being set up with some of foreign resource speakers that we have invited over to come up and give us an update and some benchmarking in terms of the industry globally. And then in terms of the exhibit, you would find a lot of new launch products, especially on the electric vehicle segment. Not only on the charger suppliers that is new to the market, and but also on the components and parts that is capable enough to supply for the electric vehicle sector. And with that, we also would like to highlight and emphasize on our academe chapter that we would like to sustain and continuously working towards the industry because what we are building right now is establishing the industry
Yeah.
as per se. And the future of the industry is delves on the students
Yeah.
and the academe chapters.
Sir Edmund, how can you encourage more private buyers to actually buy electric vehicles or pick electric vehicles over the gas-powered ones, considering we saw a while ago the big gap between, or at least a big skew in terms of the ratio of those who adapt electric vehicles to those who do not? How would you encourage them to actually purchase electric vehicles moving forward?
One is establishment of gas, no? Meaning to say, comparison, we don't spend gas on especially on BEVs. Comparison of the cost that you have if you're going to make use of the combustion engines as to compare to electric vehicles, you would have a better benefits in terms of cost on a monthly, weekly, or a daily basis, and that it helps us not only on the environment but also on two items: noise and health concerns. During the pandemic, we were able to see the importance of no smoke at all, and you can see the blue skies
Yeah.
because there are no combustion engine that's running around, except for some electric vehicles that is being launched from left to right, from high-end vehicles that are being introduced in the Philippine market. And that right now, the fruits of labor are coming in because the class A and B are the ones who accepted this in terms of e-cars, but on the class C, D, and E, the proliferation of the small scooters, two wheels and three wheels, are seen as a viable personal mobility of their as a mode of transportation.
Sir, thank you very much for joining us and giving us an update on the electric vehicle market. That was Electric Vehicles Association of the Philippines President Edmund Araga. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Sir Paulo.